Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34, verse 21. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. And he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. When one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have they then but labor? All praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, Wahara Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect that seeking the great elect of the nation of Israel. They're scattered abroad amongst the heathens, some looking like the heathen. We're doing 144,000. Preacher, teaching, prophet, Shalom. Yeah, and Esau is putting pressure on everyone, making it hard for everyone, pricing them out of homes, vehicles, life, food, medical, all types of insurances, holding back wages, taxes. So Esau was doing these things, right, to oppress the people, right? Hey, look, you look at everything that you've been doing, it's all for nothing because Esau is making moves to make it even harder and harder, all right, to live. All right? They're taking people's houses, property, lands, put laws into place so you can't own properties or hey, you go into eminent domain, they could just take your property for their own purposes, Which goes to Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. They oppress a man in his heritage, even a man in his house. They oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Right? So you see, this is what these people do. Hey, you can go to Job, the 24th chapter. Right? But this is what these Edomites are doing, man. Hey, I got this video real quick. Let's go into 15-minute cities real quick. What are 15-minute cities? A 15-minute city is an urban planning concept where daily necessities and services such as work, shopping, education, healthcare, and parks can be reached within a 15-minute walk, bike ride, or public transit trip from home. Core principles: proximity, placing essential daily services close to residential areas rather than requiring long commutes. Active mobility, prioritizing walking, cycling, and rolling over private car use. Mixed-use space, combining houses, offices, retail, and green space within the same local neighborhoods. Benefits and goals: health and well-being, encouraging physical activity and reducing stress and traffic congestion. Environmental impact, lowering carbon emissions by cutting down on vehicle dependency. Community connection, strengthening local neighborhood economies and social interactions. So you see, it's being painted to everyone as good, as a good thing. Hey, but like Proverbs 23 says, hey, look, if you don't understand and know what's going on, and you say, yo, this sounds good, and the whole while, see, this is the solution to the problem, man. All right? So if you don't know what's going on in the spirit, you think it's a good thing. But no, it's to your own detriment. All right? Hey, that's why, hey, you look up information. Matter of fact, let's do it real quick. You type in HOA now charging fees to open your own door. I'm sorry, to open the door of homes. Homeowners associations do not typically, they're doing this video as a matter of fact. It says homeowners association HOAs do not typically provide direct personal lockout services or charge fees to open the door of a private home unless it involves specialized master plan community gates, smart controlled building entry systems, or specific condo master keys during an emergency. Lie. If you are locked out of your private residence, you generally need to call a private locksmith rather than your HOA. Lie. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to hold this Proverbs 23. Let's type this in. HOA is charging residents a monthly fee to enter their homes. This came out a while ago. Let me see. I'm gonna have to find the video. Let me see. I'm gonna have to find the video. I said Joe. Let me see. That's gonna come up with all that sloppy type text. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Homeowner associations are bull crap, man. I want where they're charging people fees to unlock their doors. Father, I was will. I found it. Father, I was will. I found it, and I put it in the description box. All right, I put it in the description box. But they're charging people. Some places are charging people fees to access the lock to their doors, man. All right. But we just read the purpose, what 15-minute cities are, right? And how that they're painting it as if it's for your benefit. Remember, you can own nothing to be happy. All right? So while they're painting it as if it's for your benefit, it's for your health, it's for your convenience, it's for your safety, because that's what it's going to be. Right? This is what they're going to paint it as they're doing now. But when all hell break loose, any and everyone's not going to be in these 15-minute cities. All right? It's going to be those who comply with this beast system. That's why you really got to be in tune with prophecy, pay attention, and know and understand what's going on with Proverbs 23:1, because Esau is a slick devil, man. All right, see, he's the one, he told you got freedom, you can live the American dream. Now they're oppressing everybody, they're pricing you out, so you can't own anything. You can't purchase a home because these big corporations are buying the homes, all right? So you wonder why they sell so fast. People are not buying them, these corporations are buying them and they're renting them out, all right? Making more money. So people can never own them, all right? You see, vehicles, they're pricing people out so people can't own them. That's why they put laws into place so that or making it so bad, gas can be so high to the point where they're going to want people to own electric vehicles. But newsflash, people can't afford electric vehicles. A battery like $5,000, depending upon the size. I seen prices as high as 10, 15,000. If it's like a truck. It says, Proverbs 23:1, when thou sittest to eat with the ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat. If thou be a man given to appetite, be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meats. You see, and Esau's dainties are his gifts, man. All right, and the things that he's going to offer you, that's supposedly for your pleasure. Labor not to be rich, cease from thy own wisdom. And that's the thing. Esau told everybody they could live that American dream. Go to college, work hard, and you can have. Labor not to be rich, cease from thy own wisdom. Wilt thou set thy eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. And we're seeing that happen now. Your riches, the dollar's the value, the money you got, you think you're on some type of level, some type of status, but it's not enough to sustain oneself, man. All right, by the time it come in, it goes out. Why? Because of bills. And things are constantly going up. It says they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Eat thou not the bread of him that has an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. And Esau is the one with the evil eye, man. It says, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. You see? So, this devil is very deceptive. The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up and lose thy sweet words. And we're seeing it happen. All right? And you gave in to this American dream and all these things. You can have this and have that. But now you see, it's no longer, man. It's no more. And that's the point of these 15-minute cities. And that's a trap because you're going to have to take the mark of the beast, man. All right? You got to bow the knee to this beast system to have access to these 15-minute cities. All right? And I got this video by my man. Check this out real quick. It says ICE launching operation in New York City. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE is launching operations in New York City, according to the Hill Sister Network News Nation. News Nation's Ali Bradley reported Monday that sources of ICE had told her New York City-based enforcement operations began Monday, working in Queens, and will move to Long Island on Tuesday. So you see these jokers moving, man. All right, they're moving. All right, from Queens to Long Island, the operations will target people. They're not town home. We posted it a couple weeks back through the building. Probably how about your shot. Town home and say, they receive more funds and they're going to start targeting more. So who are they targeting? So-called Negroes, Native American Indians, Hispanics, Latinos, Jamaicans, and Haitians, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. The operation will target people who have prior immigration detainers that were not upheld. And also, it's going to get to the point where those who are not in compliance with this beast system, this ideology, they're going to come after you too. These include ICE requests to other law enforcement agencies for information about immigrants' custody status and to hold on to the immigrant for longer than they normally would. So I just wanted to make that point. All right. And Governor Stein of North Carolina, is opposing the ICE facility, Rivers Correctional Institution in Winton, North Carolina, in Herbert County. Newsflash: the governor is the head over the state, but the governor and the state cannot supersede federal law or federal authority. The state, the governor, has no power to veto, to do away with anything. All right? Just to make that point, because, you know, he's opposing, he's against it. Let's get this real quick. Yeah, go ahead and pop up. Let's get my man right here.
Don't ghost your credit card payments.
This is what's
Establish
coming
credit
to
with a
Texas.
Trace Freedom Rise credit card.
What can 25 days do for your pet? IAMS Proactive 5 delivers whole body.
I am actually on.
This is what's coming to Texas. And it's scaring people. Well, it's not just Texas. It's all these states, all these major cities. They going into second age of 16 and 68. All right? They should be in every city. All right? This is what's coming to Texas, and it's scaring people. Right? Just my man right here, J Reed TV. I'll put the link in the description box. You can watch this video. Well, I'm going to play the whole thing. I'm going to let it ride, man. So, you know, you see all this construction going on in these inner cities. Hey, you see why. All right? It's not a coincidence. So if you think Esau was just building and say, yeah, man, we doing this so things will be better and people have places to live and we're trying to bring more revenue into the city. No, man. No, that too, but it's about keeping people underneath their bondage, man. All right? It's subjection, owning nothing, and being happy, which you're not going to be happy. You're going to be satisfied. Really, you're not going to be satisfied. You're going to be hurt. You're going to own nothing and be hurt. You think you're in a hamster wheel now, but you're really going to be in a hamster wheel, and the wheel is going to keep spinning, and it's going to get faster and faster, and your legs going to get tired, man. You're going to run out of wind. In other words, you're going to die. This system is designed for you to die. All right? If you're not part of the elect, if you're not an Israelite, and you're part of the elect, the hopeful elect, the seeking to be the elect to Israel, trusting and believing and calling upon the names of Yahweh by Shem HaShai, in spirit and in truth and in sincerity, you finished, man. And you got to be an Israelite, according to the seed line of your father, not skin color, man. All right? These people finish. All right? So everything is here in our faces.
Site at this facility, this new 15-minute city that they're building. And as I told you guys in a previous post, I own a trucking company, and my purpose of being here is that we deliver the lighting for this place. And this is how I learned that this place actually existed. So these are the lights that I bring here every week, twice a week, for this monstrosity of a complex. So it's just not, I'm getting pictures from somebody else. This is actually a real place that I'm at. This is in Frisco, Texas. You will own nothing and be happy. The price of homes will be so expensive that you can't afford a home. And this is where you will end up at. A true 15-minute city. Yeah. With thousands of people on top of each other. Paying what's equivalent to today's mortgage. Thousands of dollars. Do you want this to be your final happiness?
With Walmart's college fines, you can make the influence real. All this for your 40 followers? Manifest.
This is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, about a smart city.
To the parking lot. Then you will arrive at your destination.
These apartment complexes will have everything that you need. Grocery store, daycare center, hair salons.
And I'm going to pause it right there, guys, because honestly, when you see these different concepts, these different cities, these different developments that's popping up in cities all across the United States, it's not just Texas, guys. This is just what we're talking about in today's video. But guys, these are 15-minute cities. And basically, this is a new concept that a lot of these different places are developing because housing is so unaffordable for a lot of Americans. And so what they're resulting to is basically renting forever. And Americans are not looking to buy homes. I'm not all Americans, right? But your average American right now is not looking to purchase a home in today's market. So as the market continues to get worse, as interest rates and everything else continues to go up higher and higher and higher, guess what? People will wind up in a lot of these cities. And I know a lot of y'all may look at this and be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. You got all these different areas and, restaurants and everything within a 15-minute walk per se, right? Because that's what this is, right? Everything is within a 15-minute radius. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad idea in the general sense. But when you think about the long-term effects, right? You're never going to own a home, right? Which is what a lot of people truly, I don't care what people tell you, oh, I don't want to have the maintenance and all these different things. They want to cope with it, right? Majority of people in the United States want to own a home, right? Of course, there are people who don't want it, but overall, most people do. You'll never own a home and you will rent forever. Whatever the cost of the rent is in this area, you're going to rent that for the rest of your life. It sounds like something straight out of a simulation in my eyes, guys, because think about it. You're going to wake up, see the same people in the same area, go to the same restaurants, same places every single day over and over. It's like you're in a box. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, right? But I like to be away from the city. I like to be away from things to the point to where, yes, I can go to the city, but I don't have to. I got my own area. I have my own things that I can do within my own space, if that makes sense. They're going to build hundreds of apartments. Well, maybe it's probably not going to be hundreds of apartments, but a lot of apartments are going to be within one area of this little 15-minute place. It's just going to be a bunch of shops. I mean, it may not be the worst idea in general for a lot of people because they may want to live in something like this, but this is the goal, guys. It's crazy that this is where we're headed, though, for a lot of people.
You name it, it's going to be here. Doctors, you name it. So you really have no reason to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And as I said before in other posts, they want you comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Look at this project.
So here's a horror story for you. Everything you need, all within a 15-minute walk from your front door. If that doesn't sound so scary and honestly just sounds pretty nice, then it's too late for you, according to some conspiracy theorists. To them, being able to easily walk to the store...
Because, pause right here, that's the goal. That is truly the goal. You will own nothing. That's why that's such a massive phrase right now. You will own nothing, and you're going to be happy with it, right? I see so many times, I actually just made a video about this recently, where people were in the comments, and they were like, oh, I don't want to buy a home. It's too expensive. I don't want to get the maintenance. I don't want to do any of those different things. People were like, oh, they were trying to justify it. And that's perfectly fine if you don't want to own a home, right? That's cool. But think about it in a general sense. Do you want to rent forever? Do you want to go all the way deep into retirement? Don't mind you, when you have fixed income, guess what? When you're on fixed income, you're going to be having a rent payment, so that money is going to dwindle down into your retirement. Do you want to work forever? Like, what does life look like for the next 50 years? Most people don't think like that. People think about in the now. They like to be flexible. They like to go jump, but don't think about what the future actually looks like. And I'm not saying you can't retire if you don't have a paid off house, right? Because some people do retire with a paid off house. But ultimately, when you see different concepts like this, it's like, I guess that's what people want in certain situations.
Or to work is like living in an open-air surveillance prison nightmare, being imposed by shadowy forces. Let's back up a second. The idea of a 15-minute city was coined by Franco-Colombian urbanist Carlos Moreno and inspired by American urbanist Jane Jacobs. The concept suggests that cities should be reimagined so that most people can get their needs met. Going to the store, going to school, going to work, all within a 15-minute walk or bike ride. Some of this might sound familiar if you've lived in a city for the past 3 years. The urgency of COVID restrictions led to mayors across the world closing streets and expanding bike lanes to center pedestrians and allow for more open-air travel. That's a win for everyone, unless you're one of those people who fears parking spots disappearing or that densifying urban areas means being in touch with the working class. But a new strain of opposition has grown on social media, one where people believe that 15-minute cities are actually just a pretext for open-air prisons enforced by a police state, where citizens will be prevented from leaving their enclosed zone. Edmonton, Canada is the latest place dealing with backlash against moves to make the city more walkable, after their Mayor Amarjeet Sohi, proposed creating 15-minute districts with widened sidewalks, multi-use trails, and other sustainable infrastructure that would aim to reduce commute times, encourage walking, and also make it easier for you to go back to the store if you forget that one ingredient you need for dinner. Conspiracy theorists began circulating a map, purportedly of Edmonton, but spoiler alert, this isn't even in North America, dividing the city into something out of the Hunger Games. The map is actually of Canterbury, England, which also has rolled out its own 15-minute city proposal to a similar kind of backlash. Canterbury's plan involves closing off roads through the city center to traffic by using license plate readers to find motorists that aren't taxis or delivery vehicles. The goal there is to reduce congestion and prompt people to walk or bike instead of driving. Other cities have successfully done similar or more stringent measures to limit car use to curtail traffic, like some cities in Colombia, where cars are banned from driving certain days of the week based on the digits on their license plates. But conspiracy theorists have seen something sinister in these proposals, even expressing alarm that the concept was discussed by the World Economic Forum, which is a dog whistle for a number of conspiracies. Misinformation about the proposals has been on the rise, so let's make something crystal clear. Nobody is saying that people will be barred from leaving their neighborhood by car or other method of transportation. And no, the government isn't tracking your individual driving so that you'll be banned from eating beef if you go too far.
Yeah, that's the thing about this is, it's important to, sit back and look at information at face value, right? Do your own research because there's so much misinformation out here. And I had to clarify myself within this, guys. Like, is it all in all a bad thing, right? I don't think so. I think this could be a benefit for a lot of people, a lot of Americans across, right? I think a lot of people may genuinely like this concept, right? Especially people who like to and enjoy to live within cities, right? People who like to walk to everywhere they go, right? Like, this may have a benefit to a lot of people, right? But then there is also a subset of people who are just being in denial and are in acceptance of the life that they don't truly want to be in, but they're just accepting it because they feel like that's their only option, if that makes sense to any of you guys. And that's the sad part about this, because a lot of people are just settling. A lot of people are not pushing back, and they're just rolling into some of these different communities, right? 15-minute communities, and they're just renting forever, right? Forever and forever. And it's almost like you're living like a robot in a sense, right? Especially if that's something that you don't want to do. My perspective is, it's a no for me. But like I said, you guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. If they built one of these near you, would you live in it, right? Like, I know what everybody thinks about everybody else. Would you live in a 15-minute city, right? Let me know in the comment section below. Links to all the videos will be in the description as well, guys.
Yeah, now there you have it. But yeah, I'm looking for the video, compilation of videos going into the HOA fees and how, everybody being priced out. But once I found it, I'll put it in the description box. I'm also put Jay Reed video in the description box. You can, subscribe if you like. So there you have it, man. Hey, this is where everything is leading to. This is what's happening. And hey, we almost up out of here, man. We need salvation, man. So let's pray for the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom. Hey, this is going to be the point of the MOTB. One of the major points of the MOTB. Traces of veil, man. All right? So let's pray for the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom.